we give God thanks, you know. We
Definitely.
give God thanks for his grace and his mercy. And we give him thanks that we're able to enjoy another family day. Thanks to the government of Canada for instilling, events like these, days like these, so that we can enjoy, excuse me, one another.
Yeah.
So happy Family Day to everyone. Happy family to each and every one of you out there. I'm having a guest on. She's going to come and say hi to you as well. So I'm doing mirrored of things at the same time so that we can get together as family. Today is the day that we give thanks for the blessing of family in our lives, God has given us family, and we have to rejoice and be glad in knowing that we are family, you know. Um, I'm
Well,
just trying to get this number in so that we can do it right.
okay.
It's okay. I don't know why the meeting code isn't coming up for my
Fine.
guest. My guest is not getting that meeting code coming in.
Okay. Then I get.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me
Mhm.
just send to you so you can send it to her directly like this.
Um, hold on. It's the same one, right?
Yeah. Same one.
I'm going to try it again.
I sent to you in WhatsApp. You just forward it to her if you have a WhatsApp number.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm just going to. Hold on.
Oh, you have something today.
Yeah. If I have some, no, that was this morning. Okay, I'm going to send this across to her. Hold on, Brother John. We go to Brother John. Join our cloud. All right, so I'm going to send it off. I'm sending it off to her. It's not even going. Hold on. Why is it not going through? Hold on. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to do something. Come back on. Send it to you. You just pull it up. Good. And then I'll go back to Zoom.
Just walking through it because this is new.
Okay, so
So we're not doing that again. Okay.
go on your WhatsApp
Okay.
and click and pull it up.
Okay. All right.
Okay, here am I. That's what family is for. We teach them to do everything. We update them and we get them unrolling, yes. So that's how it goes. It's all about family. So we have families. How is Abby today? How is she enjoying her family day?
Doing fine. She's doing fine. She's doing fine. She's enjoying her moment today. She got a gift from a friend, and she was
Oh,
about the gift. It's a McDonald's gift card. So she was excited to go to McDonald's today to get her stuff. Children appreciate everything I give them. They just show their love and their appreciation for things.
mm-hmm.
And
Excuse me.
show appreciation for things received, you know, yeah,
Yes, yes.
of everything that is given unto her.
Nice.
All it is, she showed the appreciation for it, you know.
Yes, because you know what, they learn, you know. Oh, this one is why it's telling her that its meeting has been ended. Join a meeting. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the one. Join. Yeah. And how come? Okay. Let's see if it's not doing it. Oh my goodness. She got the link, and now the link is changing around on her. Okay, let me go back to that. Is this the link? All right. So the link should go right in, right? Okay. There you are.
Hit join.
Yes, just hit join and look in the thing and see if you see any.
Sorry.
Got it.
Is that in
Yeah. Did you see yourself? Yes.
there?
Yes. See now. Okay. Beautiful.
You seen her, but she's not seeing herself.
Go back to, yeah, that's it. That's it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Okay.
Isn't that?
Keep it. Oh, go back a little bit. Go back where you was. Move up to your right.
To the right?
Yeah, to where I see Pastor Daphne. So you go back to your left. Move to your left, Pastor Daphne, to see her.
Okay.
And move to your left. Go to your left.
Okay.
More left still. I can see her.
Around.
All right. Here she is.
Okay. Is that the first?
Yes. That's
Good
Brother
morning.
John.
Good morning.
Good right there. Good right there. All right.
Good morning. My name is Lenore Baines,
Morning.
and thank you for inviting me to join.
Okay, there's a
And
problem.
happy Families Day.
I gotta
We
hear
have-
your headpiece on or something because I get enough feedback from you.
Oh.
Yeah, getting a headpiece.
Mhm.
Once you have the
Oh,
mic,
there's an echo.
yeah, echoing back once you have the mic on. So, speaker on.
Yes. Veins here. Yeah. Maybe we're too close to each other.
Yeah, but at least, yeah, but if she had headpiece on, that's fine. Wouldn't interrupt.
Yeah. She doesn't have a headset, but she has a earphone.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hello. Okay,
Wow.
that's better.
It's not better yet.
What is that?
It's not ready yet. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit away from her.
Yeah. Well, you can turn your mic off, your speaker off, take your phone off speaker and listen to your headphone.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's your volume? Not the volume. Yeah, Minister Murray's here too. Minister Murray, good morning.
Good morning, Pastor Daphne.
Yes.
I'm hearing you.
Just to say hello.
All right. I think that sounds better.
Yeah.
Laurie, can Laurie speak now? Laurie, go ahead. Lenore?
Minister Murray?
Yes.
Okay, I'm still getting up people from Lenore.
Yes, I'm still.
Very well.
Let's see how I can get this in.
Okay, whoever have the speaker on your phone, turn your speaker off. No, make it come to the headphone instead. Yes.
How
Yeah.
about this?
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Okay.
And are you hearing me now?
Yes, I am.
Beautiful.
Minister Merle, are you hearing us?
All right. It's all
Loud
good.
and clear.
All and good.
All right.
It's all good.
Minister Merle, as always, on track. Minister Merle, this is Eleanor.
Good morning, Leno. How are you?
I am well, thank you. And
And
you?
she's from Pleasantville.
I'm blessed.
Thank you.
So we decided to come on and say hello. It's family days, and we
Yeah.
all have family.
Okay. So what's the proper pronunciation for your name? Lenora?
Lenore, Lenore.
That's French, right? That's yes. Lenora.
Yeah.
Lenore.
All right. Mr. Merle.
How are you?
I'm blessed to be on with you this morning. Happy Family Day. Ambassador,
Yes.
this is on my way to work, but now I'm in the studio with you guys this morning. So it's a blessing. Yes?
It's a blessing. It's family day. That's why.
Yes.
Family Day. Yeah. All right. So I'm here and Family Day in Toronto, Canada, Ontario. So it's a fun day.
It is.
Here and celebrating life as we granted another day, another birthday.
Yeah.
Yes.
And God is good. He's been good to us, and despite whatever is going on around us, it's just happening inside of us. You know, I often say that the boat, that big ship that's sailing on the ocean, you have water in it, but controlled water. If water comes
Amen.
the wrong channel, you could sink that same boat with water in it.
Yes.
So, Mr. Merle, how's your
Okay.
family day going?
Actually, I didn't know I was coming on.
I know, because I said to you,
Because
said to me,
it's family day.
but then I realized it's family day. We should come on and say hi.
You know, I had this thing this morning. I have this discussion this morning already with my wife, and we text Manora, we talk about it, and I said, this is Gem FM, it's a radio station. And all radio stations and TV stations are on, even though it's family day. You know, we have business doing. McDonald's still have business, but black business closed down today. But McDonald's and everybody is open today. So,
Yeah.
we have to get with the program, you know. We can't just say, well, family day, so we're not gonna do the shows.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Every business is open today. That is, you know, and McDonald's open, the other restaurants, Mandarin, all of them open today, right? And the television station don't close because it's family day. So we gotta do, as black people, we have to start be like them, think like them, and function like them. You know, because the government is a holiday, we can't just say it was a holiday. The people who ask for it never take the holiday either. They're still working. You know what I mean?
So true, so true.
Okay.
That is so true.
You know, so we have to get with the program, and I say that Gem FM have to. If nothing else, we have to operate like the big radio stations. We are big like that.
Correct.
You know, we can't see ourselves as small, but we can, like, you know, it reminds me of the days of Jericho. Yeah, when they see themselves as grasshoppers, 10, 9, 8 come back in the remote, they see themselves as grasshoppers. Yes. And the other, yes, there's giants in the land. Yes, but there's milk and honey in the land. You know, so who people are we going to believe? You know, yes. So I'm the Joshua. MFM is the Joshua. We're gonna go in.
Hey.
There's milk and honey in the land. We're gonna go in for our
Yes.
Jacob said the stage.
We have to.
Oh gosh.
God is good.
The family, Minister Merle. Talk about family, Minister Merle. You know, Minister Merle is busy with family.
A family that prays together stays together.
Together, correct.
That was our motto growing up, you know?
That's right.
And I realized that praying with your family is what has kept our family together,
Yes.
praying one for another. And likewise, the family of God, we pray for one
Yes,
another,
yes. Praying and loving each other. Yes.
Well, God's greatest commandment comes with,
Yes.
that's the only commandment that Jesus gave to the end.
Mm.
Love thy neighbor as thyself. It's God's greatest commandment for us.
You know,
Mhm.
I just say that because when I look at, and there is not like, when I look at General Femme statistics, there's more women. And I want to say one thing here today, and I have said before on the shows, on the marriage show, that the onus in many cases are on the man. Yeah, is on the man to lead the family. A matter of fact, in Ephesians chapter 5, he says, love his wife as Christ loved the church and give his life for it. We present it without spot, no wrinkle, without blemish, and so on. You know this story. And you see, that's how men should love their wives. You know, Christ's relationship to the church, you see our relationship to our wife should be. And once you do that, the woman must submit herself to her own husband. The church, Christ is Christ. The church is the bride of Christ.
Christ, yes.
Submit herself to the bride. Likewise, the woman herself in the same fashion to the husband.
Yes.
If we are to follow principles and function in that mindset, in that rule of engagement, our family structure will be different. The less issues will arise, because even in the same chapter 6 over, he said how children must honor their parents, for their life will be long. So it's a garment of attraction, law of attraction, a law of relationship, how to live, how to function. And the family must be guided by those principles that later. You know, every soldier, when they go to war, they have rules of engagement that they can and cannot do. You know, everything, weapon, everything has rules. There's laws that governs us, right?
Yes, yes.
You know, excuse me,
Sure.
give me 1 second.
That is so true, Brother John.
So Pastor Daphne, I think has a mic on.
I think it's hers echoing.
Yeah, system. Yeah.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, I think it's Pastor Daphne's mic that is open mic. So just about you
Your
have to
mic.
use your headpiece.
Yeah, my
Oh,
mic
you
have
know
no
what
keys.
else?
Yeah, you have to use your headpiece or something, because you're always open mic, so you're picking up on Lorian.
I think because they are both in the same close proximity.
Yeah.
That's right.
When one is speaking, the other need to turn off their mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're in such close proximity.
Once you have your headpiece on, you should be able to fix that. The headpiece on.
I
Yeah.
don't have my headpiece with me.
No, I have my piece on.
Yeah, but Leno has earplugs on.
Okay.
Therefore, you need to be turning on and off.
Yeah, Pastor
Yeah.
Daphne. When Lorna is speaking, turn yours off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so one of the things I was looking at this morning in Psalm 107, verse 41, it says, "Yet he setteth he the poor on high from affliction, and maketh him families like a flock." You know, we talk about the poor, and the Bible says the poor will always be up, but God is the one that set everything when it comes to families, because he did say to Jacob, the earth will be replenished with the families that he has created from creation. So family is important. That structure, that mother, that father, that brother, that sister, I know we have many different definitions for families in our time frame, but we have to realize that the family structure was not set by man, it was set by God himself. And we are here to adhere to it and hopefully we get it right. We get it right in this time. So that was my prayer this morning for families.
Even with the way that families are, the definition of family now and the
Mhm.
family unit,
Mm.
it is quite different to what we knew family
We are
as.
right. That's right.
However, and I always go with that big however,
Mhm.
what Brother John just said about Christ being the bride
Yes.
and how we have to follow in that area. As a single mother, I
Mhm.
had to follow in that pattern to bring up my two children.
That's true.
And I
Mhm.
expect that same to go down the line with my two children in parenting in a family core
Mhm.
in order for that unit to keep up.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We have to be set that firm, strong, Christ-like example within our homes.
Mm, mhm.
You know,
Very
So
when
true.
true.
when when I go back, and I love to go back, I always tell them we were guided by the Bible in my mother's house, although we were Catholics. We were
Mm.
guided. We were guided by God in my mother's house. And every time I said, look, I don't have to go back to Abraham and them. I just got to go to my mother.
Mm,
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's a
You
structure.
know, my dad died when I was young. And
Mm.
I always say, I just had to go to my mother and look at how she brought up all of us without father and didn't have
Mm.
to beat us. When I tell people,
Mm.
I was sharing with my son this morning that we didn't get licks like how children got licks.
Mm.
No,
They don't listen.
But we grew
it would
up
have been
knowing,
called abuse in today's society.
mm.
well, I know what it's called, but the Bible also tell me to bring them up right. So
Yes,
therefore, when I bring up my children right, I don't have to use a whip on my children, but there are other ways
correct,
to consequence and to bring up the
correct.
children.
Mhm.
You
You
know,
know what Pastor Daphne would tell you, that if my children did something wrong I would sit with my children and pray.
Yes,
Mhm.
we pray and we talk to our kids, but our parents didn't know better. So
Well,
they,
I don't know about that because
well,
my mother, I could tell people my father never hit his children, nobody.
Mhm.
But my mother would hit her children. But we didn't get licks for things that we did not do.
Mhm.
You had to do something. Like
correct.
if like
Something
I can
serious.
tell you, my constant one to get in trouble was always with the older people.
mm,
You always have to respect them and to say good morning. And sometimes I do not even want to look at anybody. I just want to get to school fast. So I'm not saying no good morning because I'm thinking I have a test today. I just want, So I would pass an older person and by the time I reach home, they don't reach to my mother's house. Tell her I didn't say good morning. So I would get licks. And but I didn't see it as abuse, as I said. We grew up differently,
Yes.
right? we
I,
learned
I
we learned
think,
responsibility, we got resilience. The amount of things our mothers and fathers taught us,
mm,
Hmm.
we were taught so many things. We were grounded
Mhm.
people, rooted and grounded. Like
Yes.
we were just, I don't know, they just made us strong. And it's not just that. I think it's the amount of praying and the word of God.
Mhm.
Mhm.
How was yours, Leno?
Good.
What do you think of Mama? How
Well,
Mama brought you up?
yeah, my mom was not a disciplinarian, was my father. And I will admit that he did hit us, but we didn't know better. And this is what I said today, that I don't think that my father knew you're not supposed to hit your kids. He didn't abuse us. There's a difference between hitting and abuse. So what he would do let's say I did something wrong today, he would say one down.
Go.
Yes. Next week I did something, and by the third, you
Oh,
know
he
what
had them on.
happens?
Hold on. They're adding up.
Correct. Yeah.
Minister Mull, as an educator, what do you think of that?
Look, I just want to remind everybody of something. Everything have changed.
Yes.
In this same country that all four of us are living,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
in this country, teachers would let the children put their hands out in the morning. If their nails, a simple thing of their nails not being cleaned, they would get that ruler on their hands.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I did not check out what year they start labeling things of abuse,
Yes.
of corporal punishment, physical, those
Yes,
things.
yes,
That
yes.
is a recent thing. I want everybody to realize that. Like, we
Yes,
have
yes,
to,
yes.
like right now in Trinidad, you cannot hit your children. I left Trinidad in the 70s, right? It was still okay for the teachers in my school to hit us,
Yes.
Correct.
just like Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So all these things are all new to us.
Yeah, they came in the end of the 70s into from the early 80s when the laws have changed.
It's just the law have changed. It's like
Changed.
us taking our kids, my son. When we took him out of the hospital, we did not need a car seat.
True.
So it's just when rules are put in place, then we follow them.
It's law. We're living in a time of laws.
Time of laws. Many
Extreme
laws.
and extreme laws.
And these laws, you know, these laws, if we realize these are earthly laws or the physical laws, but if we follow the laws of God, everything would fall in place.
That's right. And like you said, you know, consequences, you don't really have to hit a child, but a consequence hurts more than if you hit them.
Yes.
Because guess what they know? I remember one of Patsy's children saying, "Mom, if you hit me, it's okay, I'll take the lash. But
Yeah,
if
me
I
too.
get the consequence, like you say, I can't go somewhere. It's a whole different story, you know, because the pain is longer, it's going to last, and you realize you did not get to go, so you missed that event.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that consequences are deeper than, you know, a person actually physically hurting you. You know, it's the mental stress, the mental, you know, captivity from, you know, consequence is deeper. Would you agree with that, Leno?
Yes, I certainly do.
Good. So that's how it is. Brother John, how was it for you as a child?
For as a child, I got licked. I got a lot of it, you know. I say this, and I with no reservation. I remember getting licks that I didn't deserve one day. I came from football practice, soccer practice. I got home. My father was on the veranda waiting for me.
My father did exactly.
I got the licks, and my mom asked him, "Why are you beating him for?" When I finished, I said, "No." So at the end of the licking, she asked him why. Again, he said for tying the goats and the sheep on the cocoa trees. I know a cocoa tree was a major income. So when the goat eat the back of the tree gonna die somehow.
Okay.
That's money. That you're losing money there. So I went to, we had about 14 of those animals, and I went out and tied them one before I go to school. So my bigger brother, he wasn't living with us, he was living with my grandmother just up the street from us. So he came to help cut the overgrown grass in the land, right? And he removed the sheep and go from where I had them tied and tie them closer to the trees. So, even though there is grass that goats love the taste of this cocoa tree. They just love them, just eat them up. So my father on his lunchtime came up, like he was walking on the estate and making sure you walk through the land to come up to the house. And He saw that. So in the evening, he said, he tells himself, I'm going to beat this guy to death tonight. So
You're
I got
killing
home.
the source of income.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got home and the leaks was severe. You know, he got this belt, that big belt, and his leaks. And up to today, I always remember these leaks. You know, I remember I got the unjustified leak.
Yeah.
So you, Brother John,
I got other
you need
leaks.
your human rights and you need justice now.
Every other leak, I think I was justified for me getting the other leaks, but not this one. You know, but, I learned to live with it, and I think I got other leaks for being in the company of some friends that was singing a song. Yeah, I don't know. Probably you guys know this song, Baba Black Sheep, right? So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there was this girl's. The father was really he was really black. I'm talking about dark night black. You know what I'm saying? And so we came from school and we're walking up the street, and all of a sudden these guys are getting into this chant, Baba Black Sheep, have you anyone?
Anyway,
Yeah.
yes.
And I joined in the chorus, you know. I singing up with them, you know, not realizing
You're in trouble.
they was teasing those girls. So watch this. My father came home the night. They're going down to the estate to meet their father on the estate the evening, and I going home from school. Right? And my father came home that evening. I told you to choose your friends wisely. Why are you teasing these people? I said, teasing who? Mr. Baba's children. You know, you join with these guys and those guys, and listen, and those guys, they were single parent household, living with grandmother or the mother without a father in it. Okay? So the tolerance level for grandma or mother wasn't as strong as my parents. So my parents, there was most structured family structure there. They were what they want to get away with it. Nobody would come to the grandmother. She would say, okay, I'll talk to Dick, I'll talk to Paul, I'll talk to Carl, you know, and that was it. My father wouldn't talk alone, he would beat you too. You know? So I got my share of things. You know, but I want to say something with all of this. When the Bible says don't spare the whip and spoil the child.
Yes.
That too.
Right?
Yeah.
What does that really, does it physically mean you take up a whip and beat the child? I don't think so. Getting to
No,
know
I don't think so either.
the understanding now. For example, I'll do another scenario for you. When Peter was on the housetop praying, right? And three vessels came down to treat them with all manner of unclean beasts. And he said, Lord, from my butt I have not eaten those things, right? But then there was men came to Joppa to look for him. And remember, Cornelius was praying to the Lord for someone to teach them the word.
The word, yes.
So when Paul came down, when Peter came down from the thing, and when he was heard of the inquiry, and he came down, and he went to Cornelius' house, he saw men of every nation there. So it wasn't about the meat, it's about the nations that people going to meet, that the Jewish people at the time was not the Israelites, was not mixing with other nations.
Yes.
They was unclean, they was not bona fide to be part of their congregation. Even with Jesus, when he had the encounter with the woman at the well, she was not able to go down to the synagogue to pray. So they was using the land that the grandfather Abraham left them to worship. Yes? So things on them that was said, it was not a literal thing. Christ used a lot of metaphors, he used a lot of parables to communicate. You know, even the sower, you know, you think he was talking about a farmer, but he was talking to people who was in the agricultural business, in the audience. You see, he was talking to farmers. So he was trying to tell them to understand him, what he was talking about, the soil and the people. So they had even the disciples didn't understand that they wasn't farmers. So he had to explain to them on the other side why he was saying what he was saying, that he wasn't talking to businessmen, he was talking to people who was working the land. So you had to use the analogy of agriculture to understand what he was talking about. So in our modern times, when we look back now at the word to do not spare and spoil it, I say, okay, you know what, Genesis, I won't beat you, but you're not going to go over to these people's house today.
I know.
You're not going to go to the dinner. You're not going to go to the movies that you wanted to go to. That you're not going to go until we come to an understanding. So we have to take up the modern, not modern, because laws have always been there.
But consequences.
consequences now of our understanding of what it meant. Then our parents didn't have that understanding because they took the word literally, right?
Yes.
And the slave master took the word literally too, you know,
Yes.
and destroy a family, uprooted a family. As with the Black History Month, let me just plug this in, because in slavery, it was not stupid people that was taken from Africa. They were smart people. They were just
They took the best.
They took the best, because understand that most of our modern invention in the West was by Black slaves.
Yes.
Right.
Intelligent men who were able to invent those things that they already probably had over there using, and they came here and used it.
Yes.
An invention. It wasn't uneducated people.
No.
Very intelligent people who create all the street lights,
That is,
the plane, the light bulb, the phone, everything that was done in the West.
Brother John,
was
that
by
is
those
why Africa is so dumbed down today, because they took all the leaders, it's like it's brain drain in the Caribbean. When you get your degree, they say, come to London, come to America, come to Australia, go this place.
Exactly.
They're taking it, and then they leave the people there with their eyes open, hands open, which way to turn. That's what they did. So when you sit down and reflect on what enslavement was, it was draining so that they could control those that were left behind.
Another thing they did, and I read that in 2006, 2007, in a Chardin magazine. I was reading, my late wife was in the hospital. I was just waiting in the waiting room. I picked up the Chardin magazine, and I was reading a story of Angelique, that famous woman in Montreal, right, slave lady. And her husband was from St. Vincent, originally from St. Vincent. He was a Charles in St. Vincent on a plantation owned by a Charles. He had 4 children there. Right? They uprooted him, left the family behind, wife and children, and he was sold to a French planter in Martinique, and his name was changed to Francois. Yes? And then he had family again in Martinique, and they sold him to a Frenchman in Montreal. So what should the family get destroyed? They destroyed the family in St. Vincent, they destroyed the family in Martinique, and they sent him to Montreal to be an executioner. So all of these things I'm saying to say that our family structure have to get back in line with
in line to what it was from the beginning.
Yes.
Because they have destroyed the Black family. And reason being, and I read something last week and with Jacques Chirac, and another brother was saying, I think Pastor Duff, I think I shared it with you. Jacques Chirac said, and it is what it is, and that's what they do. Also, permit me if I could read it to here. Listen.
When they see you rising in the West, that's what they do.
He says here.
Put you down.
This is what he said. We bled Africa for 4.5 centuries. We
I lost your audio.
They don't want him to talk. They don't want us to hear what he's saying.
Oh, shoot.
Brother John.
To miseducation and propaganda.
Brother
You
John.
see that, Brother John?
Brother John.
Could you repeat it again? We lost it. They took the audio away.
Okay. He said, and that's what Jacques Chirac.
Jacques Chirac. Yes, I know who Jacques Chirac is, yes.
President of France, former president of France. He says, we bled Africa for 4.5 centuries.
Yes.
We looted their raw materials. There are told lies that the Africans are good for nothing. In the name of religion, we destroy culture. After being made rich at their expense, now still they bring through miseducation and propaganda to prevent them from enacting Black retribution against us. Jacques Chirac, president of France. So this is what they did. And
listen,
the education
they're confessing one at a time. Each of them will be confessing because they know the truth.
Yeah.
When you look, if you go to work in a place, see who does the job.
Yeah.
See who come up with the ideas and things.
Yeah.
Like you
All the
see,
time.
sometimes when I look at Minister Merle, I always look at her ideas. I spend a lot of time with her. I stay with her at one point in time, and I look at how she is. She reminds me of my grandfather, my grandmother, and my mother, how we deal with things. They come up with ideas. We are people that are inventors. It's
Yes.
like the steel pan. Everybody wants a steel pan. You know, if we from the Caribbean and those in Africa don't hang on to it, you'll hear one day it didn't belong to us.
I think Black Stallion said that nicely. He said, Mr. Pan Maker, you know, I wanted to put this down on pen and paper, you know.
And you keep telling the Trinidad and Tobago government, Brother John, and they will not listen to register it as a national instrument. Do you know an American man registered?
They did, because somebody from Barbados wanted to make it registered, patented as a Barbadian instrument. Yes. And then Sweden started making pan. Now, I think in Detroit, they have a whole pan factory in Detroit. They don't buy it anymore.
Yes, they have one in Chicago too.
Right? So they're making pan all over the world, but Trinidad have the patent license now for that. And not only that, even Mighty Sparrow songs is now patented to the Trinidad government for 9 years or something like that.
You have to do those things, otherwise it will be lost to people. The treasury when you go to the British treasuries, I could imagine what is missing and
but you know, just now, if they don't do that, and that the calypso or soca music reach to the Grammys,
it won't be ours no more.
No.
Listen.
The West Indian people will not be part of that. It would be theirs. They'll take it over.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. It's all in China.
But it's all in China. You know, having said that though, I think we should have our own award ceremony in the Caribbean to award our people for the work. We depend on the same white.
There you go, you African inventor, you.
Yeah. our establishment, the white establishment, to still dictate who is best among us. You know, we have to do that for ourselves in the Caribbean, have a Caribbean award ceremony. We do our party at Gem FM, we award greatness among us every year. So we identify persons who are doing well in our community and award them for it. You know, if we do not do that, we can't leave it for them to do it for us, because they would say.
No, we have to do it. We have to create our own things, so that we have to write our own history.
And I'm glad you said that, because I think someone said, when you have to write your history, never give nobody the pen. Do it yourself.
Oh, listen, I have a pen of a ready writer according to the Bible. I love to document, so we got to start doing what is right, because there's so much in us that Minister Merle has from her side of the family, your side of the family, Leno's side of the family. Like when you look at the Leno's family, Leno look half white, but when you see his brothers and sisters, he says, you know, people would not think it's the same father and mother. Mr. Merle, they have every blend.
You know something?
She's delighted. You should see them. And Leno live on Skinner Street down the road from me. Imagine meeting somebody that when you were a child running and playing. And she didn't recognize me. I recognize her.
Think about this, right? When you're speaking, you don't have to mute her mic because he comes in over still. But think about this, right?
Can you hear me better?
All of us are so Leno. When Sister Daphne is speaking, you're muted now. Once you have to mute your mic because echoing. But so what the whole thing about it is, right? We're talking about family and life and everything to the family day, right? Watch what happens. As a people, we claim that we African descendant and so on. We all mix up, Yeah? All mix up from left, right, and center. What we should be living ourselves as kingdom children.
That's right.
Amen.
Family of God.
Yes, we are part of the kingdom.
Family of God.
The family of God.
Many different cultures and thing in it, right?
Yes.
So if you are Israelite, you recognize that there are certain things that is generic to an Israelite, to a Hebrew. Right. You know, and I said to someone the other day that Jesus Christ never spoke English.
Hebrew.
Spoke Hebrew. And our culture, our language was stolen, and we were forced to speak English, French, Dutch, Portuguese. And then what they do, they come and say, you're speaking French, you're the best. You English, you're the best. You Dutch, you're the best. And put all of us against other this linguistic nonsense. That was because of language. Again, we say within the black culture, if you lighter skin, you're better. Yeah. If you know, so they always the divide and conquer us.
Mhm.
We have to come to a point in our life now that we realize that we can't beat us anymore. No, we have to take responsibility. We are one people with one destiny and with one aim, one destiny to achieve our goal. If we keep going by their standards of what they judge us by and put us in that cocoon and say this is who you are, we start thinking like that, we're gonna be playing their game. We have to stop playing.
Right.
That's right.
You know, so that's just my thing. So we have to keep the family unit together and train up our children, teach them the biblical principle, like every Israelite would do to their children, and train up our children that way. And the exposure to modernization, we have to keep our children grounded and the principles that governs our life as godly people.
And that is so true, Brother John, and everybody that's listening. These godly principles of bringing up the children, it has not changed.
No.
I said when we go back to generations, I always tell them, I could go back to generation in my family.
Yeah.
Because we came down from generation.
I think it was David Rudder had sing a song. He said, they're making laws. I think it's rally around the West Indies. He said they're making laws to spoil our beauty, you know, to spoil our autopsy, to change how we should function. They try to make laws so that we can function. They always moving the goalposts. When we get to them, we get to the level of understanding and realize, whoop, they catch up with us, they change the rules.
They change it.
They're making laws.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're trying to keep up with the fact that we haven't forgotten.
Oh. Do you realize
the law of the word?
Do you realize something?
The law of Christ.
That we as a people get caught up in? And you guys may agree or disagree, right?
Okay.
The housing system, right, for single women. Is there any housing system for single men, black men? No, right?
Yeah, Brother John. Repeat what you said.
The housing system. Oh, yeah. The
housing, you talk HOUSING?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
housing, right? We see we have the housing system, and most of the time, most of the young ladies get this housing system, right?
No, Brother John, stop.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Men could do it too.
Hold on. Well, let me. Most of our young ladies have the children. Am I right or wrong? 90% of the
you are right.
Is by women. The men could do it too, yes, but the men don't have that. The men are proud of ownership, of taking responsibility for themselves. They don't want to go into those systems, right? I was approached to do that, but I said, no, I'm a man. I gotta provide for my family, right? Oh, you have a daughter. You could sell your house and go into Toronto housing. Why would I want to do that? Why want to be controlled by a system? I don't want the system to tell me how to live. You see? So the whole idea design, the same woman that can't have a man in the house having children for a man. Why not give them the house to live with? Right? Now, they take away the family unit. Instead of culturing them and say, okay, you have a child together. Before I give you this housing, let me see if I can work out with you to live together, to cultivate the right family structure. They don't do that. You know, you go in, and most of the time, I see it happen a lot of times with young girls. The more children they have, the more money they get, and they continue doing it for money. And they're not spending money on the children. At the end of the day, some of the same children end up in the projects, end up in jail. Young black men, they end up in jail in the system, right? If we look at it right now, there are a lot of young men in the prisons system, right? And that's all by design, man. Yeah? But if we're not careful, and I'm saying this to a lot of young black women who have the responsibility of raising those young black men, you have to take personal responsibility. If the father is not there, because most of the young guys and the fathers are in prison or on drugs somewhere in the street, right? Most men, young men, are in the prison system or on the street. You can see it in our churches. The church is full of women, less men. Where they are, either in the world out there or in the prison system.
Prison, yes, a pipeline.
Right? So
Brother John, that system, and I know you're going to address that with me. That system was done in 1948 by a family in the United States called the Bakers. They paid They were filthy rich. Okay. Unfortunately, in my family, we have, back in heritage, we have bakers. And I detest the name because of that when I read the story. The Baker family gave the government money so that the welfare system would not allow Black men that are not married to live together with their women and children. But yet still the white family, up till today, as you and I speak, if you see families, a lot of them are not married, but they get the welfare. We don't get it. It was given to them for that purpose. And that went on the I'll try and get the thing for you. I had the Minister Mill, remember I had given you that thing
Yes,
with the Baker
you said-
family.
Yes.
And that came up with the mark of the beast, the goat with the head, with the horns up, and what they're showing you today. It is they were trying, what they're trying to get rid of the Black culture, So by having the men in prison, women will turn to other nations, stuff like that. So if you don't look at it in the eyes of the Lord and realize what's taking place,
Look,
you have to scoop
From
out the
ever
land.
ever since with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when they went in Babylon, they took them to Babylon. They took the best. They took the best.
Yes.
The young men, they took them out. And
They don't want the thinkers out there. And right now in Africa, with all of those kids that are doing well, they have this new thing. You can come to London, the UK, as a professor and as a this for 3-4 years, but they're not giving them citizenship. Okay.
no. I think before Pastor Moore come in, a lot of times we accept stuff because it fits our narrative, that what we want to achieve for ourselves. And a lot of stuff come out of your abusive situation with a lot of young single women or married women who are abused by the same man, that the Black brother husband, right? The abuse, drunkenness and drugs, the lack of finding a proper job to maintain the family. So they end up having to leave the structure. They cannot do it, and the frustration.
It's the frustrations. It's the frustrations of the system.
Catered really. A lot of us will find that a lot of women will get sympathy when they cry out for help, and people say to the man, "You the man up," and he is hurting. He is hurting. This man is hurting, and he understands that he had to take care of his family. The onus is on him, and once he can't provide, he feels less of a person. He turns to drugs and alcohol, and the woman leaves. And remember, there's a new statistic that's out: 70% of all marriage in the church end in divorce. The most recent study, right? So think about it: the church, and did this say Black church or white church? But also, in 50% of all marriages end in 5 years.
Yep.
And 90% among college and university women, right, file for divorce from the man.
Yeah, because now they're self-sufficient.
Exactly.
And that's what the system want to happen, Minister Moore, Lenore, you want to address that?
Yeah, and just one more thing, before Lenore come on in, she had to unmute her mic. Every night by 12 o'clock tonight, it is reported in Canada, 3,000 women will be going to our shelter tonight. 3,000 plus women. Another 400 will be turned away. And accompanying those women to the shelter is over 2,904 young men, young children will be headed into the shelter with their mothers. And within 24 hours of a separation, every 3 days, a woman is killed in Canada. It used to be every 6 days.
Yeah.
No, it's every 3 days. And through COVID,
remember what Bill Gates says, we need to get rid of 2 billion people. What do you think they're heading for? Not from those from the continent?
Always.
Okay.
Pastor Moore was going to say something, and Leno? Yeah.
I think Pastor Daphne said Lenore would say it first.
Lenore, you want to go ahead, and then Pastor Moore.
Pastor Moore was going to address something that I said. Go ahead, Pastor Moore. Pastor Moore is always is a patriarch here today.
No, but Brother John,
you know what happened? You're mute. You have to pull back in your mute. Sorry about that.
Brother John, and Pastor Daphne and Lenore and listeners, it is so right what Brother John has said. It is
Yes.
the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But at 28, my husband left.
Mm-hmm.
So I became a single mother with 2 children.
Mm-hmm.
At 28.
And I could have gone on the welfare system too, right? But I
Mhm.
didn't go on the welfare. I went back to school, re-educated myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I did go to welfare. And welfare said they couldn't give me any money because I already owned a house.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
they gave me $2 so that I could get medical because, you know, having the 2 children, and in those days you had free OHIP, but not free medicine because I was back in school.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave me a card so my kids could have free medical. And I did go back to school. But one of the things that going back to school, I realized that if our government would do something and educate these young girls, as Brother John is saying, they
Mhm.
make a lot of children to get money.
Mm.
It is not about taking care of their children.
Nope.
Mm.
These people do not. They get, I know that during the pandemic was the biggest thing. One
Mhm.
girl told my daughter that she opened her business.
Hmm.
And the business was to do the hair, you know, to put in all the weaves and
Yes.
everything. These people got the government money.
Mm-hmm.
And they were in the stores doing their weaves and doing everything. Listen, the quality time that I see these young people, you know, we talk about our Black boys ending up in prison.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me these mothers who are not working,
Hmm.
when you go to their homes, Pastor Daphne,
Mm-hmm.
who is taking care of 14-year-old,
Yes.
is taking
The
care of
older
2
sibling.
siblings.
Yes, the older sibling.
Where
And they're
are
going to
the
be
mothers,
tired.
Brother John and Pastor Daphne? Where are the mothers? I keep telling people that.
Mm-hmm.
They are going out partying, going and doing restaurants, leaving the kids in a house with no food.
Mm-hmm.
The older one go out, run to the convenience store and steal something
Hmm.
Yeah.
to bring
That's it.
home to feed. Listen,
Mm.
our government, I have said for a long time, you know, when I was working children's aid, I would always say, they need to bring parenting skills to these young people.
That's right.
Obviously.
Like with us, we knew about parenting skills because we had mothers who took care of us. We did not have to mother. I told people I didn't have to take care of no children.
No.
I was 18 years when I left Canada, Trinidad. I did not change Pampers. Never did. Or a
Nope.
diaper.
Hmm.
When I had my own son, I always tell people, God did a number on me. Everybody in my family had chicken pox. So I had to learn the hard way how to change a pamper because I never wanted to do it as a child. But parents in this country, the government, this welfare, need to put in things in place.
To educate them.
How are you making more children if you don't have a man to live with?
I agree with you 100%.
I think
They need to do something.
Leno
I
is
don't
Leno is
understand.
speaking. Yeah. But Leno is saying something? Yeah. Somewhere.
Venom.
Leno is
No,
muted.
Unmuted.
I said I agreed with Merle 100%.
Mhm. Yeah. I want to play something for you guys. I want you to listen to something here for a minute. All right.
Mhm.
I have a video here I want to share with you guys. So come with me, give me a couple of seconds to bring it in.
Yep.
Something here. Let's see if I get the audio property on. Okay. Sorry about that.
Our men have been subject to since we have been here.
Hold on. On top.
My position is that the Black woman's disrespect and rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the Black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in our Black family structure. Now, of course, there are many Black people who consider those fighting words because as Black women, we have never been subject to the kind of examination that our men have been subject to since we have been here. We have been somewhat protected and shielded from any kind of critiquing about our personal behavior, whereas our men have always been up for examination. The book is not an attack on Black women. I have never said that all Black women do everything that I list in my book. None of us have lived long enough to do everything that I list in the book, but most of us do some of the things that I've listed in my book. And I do say that it is not because of generalizations that we are all victimized by some of the negative patterns of behavior in the book, but the book just represents our collective contribution. This is some of everything that we have done or that we do daily that contributes to the breakup of our relationship, the destruction of our man.
Mm-hmm. And she's right, Dr. King's daughter, the late Dr. King's daughter.
Your nation. They didn't give us that information. They made us think that it was some kind of glorified position to brag about the fact that I got my own job, my own credit card, my own car, so I don't need no man. I don't even know how we got that mixed up. Ain't none of that got nothing to do with being with no man. Yeah, we have some serious relationship problems that nobody has been able to address us on because everybody wants to pretend that this is not going on. You know, over 60% of our women are single, widowed, separated, or divorced. They don't have a man. I just came out of Florida and they got a housing complex that the Urban League built, which is a Black organization that is for women and children only. They say they don't allow any men in there. I didn't have time to deal with it, but I talked about them real bad. That's the silliest program I've ever heard of. You know the women that have men if they got a bunch of children. They need fathers. They need
Minister Mo just asked.
We hear about the drug problem that we have in our projects across the country. It's one of the major places that we have a drug problem. You know, we talk about the great strength that we have as Black women. Well, the welfare department don't rent government apartments to single Black men. Those apartments belong to Black women who are allowing this to go on in their home. We have not looked at what part of the responsibility do we share. Yes, Black men sell a lot of drugs, and a lot of us Black women get the money from them drugs and buy some of these fancy clothes we wear. Ride around in some of these fancy cars. He is not doing these things alone and without support from us, whether they are good or bad. See, we are very strong women. I'm saying that we're using our strength in the wrong direction. We're using it to tear our man down, tear our nation down instead of building it up. Having an education and a job does not necessarily mean you have a successful life.
Nope.
I keep telling Black women that to raise a child, they say, well, I provide clothing and shelter. That's not raising a child, that's maintaining one. To be the parental coalition of a man and a woman. We have sons who by not having a father in the home, they don't know how to respect women. They take on the Black female emotionalism. They're doubtful, they're indecisive, they can't make a decision. They don't know what to do about being a man because we can't teach them that. We don't have that knowledge. We have daughters who grow up in a home where they don't see any affection, where there's no man there. They go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have no idea how to be no woman to no man, how to function in a house with a man, because they haven't seen it. Most of our children, just like us, get all the information we have about how you be with a mate off television. It's the only medium that shows us anybody being together. Those rules have not worked for us. The white woman's liberation movement, we don't have anything to do with that. We have not been under the control of the Black man for over 500 years. So what do we have to get liberated from them from? They haven't been our faults. That's the white woman and her man. They're going through that, and that's their business. We don't have any business being in there. They only introduced it to break down the civil rights movement.
That's right.
Civil rights movement started with the Black man, the Black woman, and the Black child standing together, trying to plead for freedom, justice, and equality, and more benefits in the country that they had to have built. They threw the white woman in there with the women's liberation movement and made it a woman against man thing. that created a big separation between black men and black women, because then everybody started going for self. Then they bring the welfare system in and tell us in order to feed and clothe and house our children, we have to give up our man. You have to put the man out of the house. When the white farm wife goes to the government for subsidy for the farm, they don't tell her to get rid of the farmer. They keep that family together.
All right. What I just
They
said.
make it a requirement. Because they want to keep endorsing into the black community that the black man is no good.
That's right.
That he's not deserving of respect. He is not deserving of us letting him give us any protection or instruction, and that we are better than them. The major responsibility that the black woman has had on the earth for the trillions of years that we have been here has been one of nutrition and birthing children. Those two things have a great deal to do with the survival of any people, reproduction of the nation, and feeding them the proper food so that they can live.
All right.
Those are very important jobs. Those are very powerful positions, because it puts us in a position to decide who's going to live or die. Slow they're going to die by what we feed them. We have a very powerful position.
Yes, we have women have
Think about it. Think about it. And God put us in places where we could do those things easily. Tropical, tropical, tropical. Whether it's in the South, whether it's on the continent, or whether it's in the Caribbean.
We position, and the playing the card, us against them, we against each other.
Exactly.
I said before, right? And we're talking family today, and this is family talk, right? And I said it on the marriage show a couple of weeks ago, that the woman who is at home, she has the dietary control of preparing the right meal for the family. Yes? When a man provides, she has to decide, again, how well you feed the family.
That's right.
And even when it comes to the sexual nature of the man, she has to cook the right food for him to keep on coming, to be satisfying to her. If you find, you would know, as women, you would know if you're not getting this food satisfaction you used to get before from the man. He's not lasting as long as he used to last before. So now there is counseling, there is help. You realize that he might be embarrassed to tell you that he's not satisfying you anymore. He knows that, you know that. He embarrassed to talk about you. You're afraid, scared to tell him about it, because he may feel that you're putting him down. So you have this way of cooking the right foods for him to perform at peak level. It's still in your hand.
Listen, Brother John. When male middle-age crisis steps in, there's no right food to cook.
But in this modern age and time, there is medication, there is all this stuff to help the man.
Blue food, all the blue food, Brother John. All that blue food.
I just had to throw that in.
Yam and dashing and callaloo.
That does dash and cow anymore.
I mean, like, honestly, when you get your home cooked food,
you're good.
Your real food, no McDonald's and stuff.
No.
The energy never goes down.
Oh, God.
Middle-age crisis never
Brother
steps
John,
in.
I will use your pun on that one. Keep it coming.
Dasheen on dasheen, I call it. Strength on strength.
It's true. They say that there are three top reasons for divorce in many cases, right? Sex, money, and communication. That separates, that put a family, a divorce apart, right? And when you look back at all those statistics, and I do a lot of research and a lot of stuff, I can speak on those things, right? Men take little time to research their own health and the women's health. Yes. Men get upset. Okay, imagine a man marrying a woman at age 35. Okay, she has almost 15 years of childbearing years left. So within that 15 years, she might make 3 or 4 children, probably 5 children.
That's right, the clock's ticking.
At age 46, 47, she enters menopause. She don't want to have sex with you. She don't want to have nothing to do with you now. You're thinking now, what's wrong with this woman? She dressing nice, she going out, and she having fun. Well, why she not having fun?
Yes.
Why she don't want to be? She don't want me to touch her in the night. She don't want me to kiss her. She don't want me to hug her up. She must be having somebody else. That's what you're thinking, right?
Yeah.
The man not
And
realizing that woman is
to
going
him.
through a metamorphosis process. She's transforming. There's a transformation taking place. And
Lack of
Shit.
education.
yes, so I'm encouraging men now to be prepared and get the guilt pin ready. Because when she come out of that metamorphosis process, she come a teenager again and she want to
Yeah,
have
she's
this
a need.
sexual experience again. So you better get ready. Because when she come out of that, you're back to square one. And you have to
Yeah.
peak performance is required. So a lot of men divorce, a lot of women no, and this men go out no, for a younger girl who perform at that level. And they leave their wife at home who love them, caring for them, and they go with a younger girl, have children that get two children or tell somebody else, and the wife get to find out 2 or 3 years later, that child is 5 years old now, and she divorced him because she been unfaithful to her. Where she was not good, she wasn't being unfaithful, she was just going through her metamorphosis.
Menopause,
process.
yes.
Yes? And then and he didn't understand that. And some women don't know how to explain that to their husband because he feeling, well, you know what, I think she having somebody else. You know, and so the family breaks up. The family
Mental stress.
mental stress, and a lot of things men don't get it, and women go to what they call and I want to talk about because and a lot of people may listen to the show because a lot of times women go to what do you call it? Help me here. Oh my God.
Menopause?
No, before
No
menopause.
depression.
Depression.
It's not depression, but it's only P. Help me the word here. I'm trying to remember the word.
Or the one with the pregnancy.
Yes,
when
yes.
it-
After, yeah. Postpartum.
Postpartum
Yes.
disorder.
And
Yes.
yes, and men don't know that. You have a nice wife, she's young, 25 years old, 26 years old, she have a young baby, and within 6 months, something start, you leave her home, nice, and you kiss and hug him before you left. When you come with a different woman in the house, he's thinking, what's wrong with this woman? You know? And he doesn't understand that. And he get upset and he walks out on that woman.
Yeah.
Go to
Without
someone
any
else.
education on what's going
Yes.
on.
Go to someone who seems to be normal, mentally stable, and he not realizing that this woman going to go through the same and then leave that other woman. When she goes through the same thing again later on, he says she's nagging, she's this, she's that, and leave her and go to somebody else. So men are always looking for a smooth sailing. They don't understand that the sea is going to get rough sometimes. And because of that, that's in lack of education and that mental state of a woman at a time, men lose it. They lose the prized possession. Who could have been there? Who was there for them? And because of this transformation of mental retardation
And the ignorance of not being educated on it, you know?
Yes. So that created a big problem for men. And I want to start educating men to learn to live and to stay with the women. No matter what happens.
You already have the motto, Brother John.
Education is liberation.
Yes.
But Brother John, one of the other things that just came to me was the separation rate that's going on. As soon as a man hit a woman now,
they want to pull them
call
apart.
the police, and the men are locked up, etc., right?
Yeah.
But it just came to me like instead of like just locking them up, if these men are educated and give counseling, it would be so much better than giving them a criminal record for Brother
For
John.
no reason.
Well, you know what?
Because they get a criminal record for lack of knowledge, although they know the law,
right?
But they don't know how to handle things. Many people were not given help. You know, a lot of people say their parents didn't talk to them, right? I come from a very big family, so if my mother and father didn't talk to me, I had a lot of brothers and sisters that they had to give for the gab. So they talk. So we know a lot of things, right? But Brother John, if they could just, instead of charging the people, put in a system
have a program,
where they
have a referral program where they will get counseling.
Yes.
Right.
That's all they need, a referral program.
Because right now, for instance, I live out in Brampton, and you know, I happen once in a while to go to the courthouse, right? When I go into that courthouse, I am telling you that 90% of the men
black men
that come in, no, they're not black. They are wrong. They are
Wrong.
wrong ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, they have started up. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
They,
but
because
what I'm
there's
saying
this
is, stop
culture.
putting these men in
Prison.
castration. These
Mm.
men, all these men, our men, they have jobs, and you know they lose their jobs, eh?
Yeah.
Yep.
So something have to be put in place. Like, you know, I always come back to my favorite one, which was when all the black men would be sent back to Trinidad, Jamaica, and where else, because they were selling marijuana.
Mm.
And now they turn around and who had
And as a
they
matter of fact,
legalized it, and who was the head?
Yeah.
all right,
someone-
think about it. Yes,
Was
yes.
the
But
one who always put these black men and them
Mm.
in jail and send them and get them deported back.
Yeah. But
But
you know
you know-
something, I want to just plug this one thing in there too. And that is to deal with the question of counseling, premarital counseling,
yes.
in the separation of the families. What we do not see happening in many churches, all right, and the church, we marry people up real quick, okay?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that
But no preparation.
often happens is that they do not go through the nitty-gritty of family structure,
Nope.
right? Of a marriage, of a relationship, and the hardship that persons may face on the road to of marriage. Oh, I think we have a problem here. Hold on a second. People mightn't be hearing us here. Okay, hold on. Let me just click that button. Yeah. All right. Sorry, those of you listening outside there, and we had I didn't turn back on the thing from the video. However, a lot of times when people getting married, they already said they did, and time they get bridesmaids, flower girl, everything. And they come to the church and they say, look, Pastor, we're getting married in July. We'd like you to marry us. Everything's set. And the pastor says, okay, sure, no problem. We have to counsel you every Friday for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Yes?
Yeah, that's
And
it.
what is it that we covered? Very little, next to nothing is covered in that period, right? So here, Gina and John get ready to get married. They start having children. They start having problems.
Mm-hmm.
There was no defense mechanism. There's nothing in place, no structure in
They
place.
can't even cope.
You can't cope because there's no structure set up for them. There's no counseling. If a crisis arises, how to deal with the crisis. So first thing she do, she run back to mommy for advice, and she go to her friend for advice. And if this friend probably has 6 or 7 different relationships. Me, I don't take anything. I'm walking out, and she left.
Mm-hmm.
And, and the guy go in the room shop and he talk to his friend. And, me, I know you married a bad woman already. That's where they get the counseling from.
But you see, I have to remember, I always remember my grandmother used to say, friends take you, but they don't bring you back.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I always say, but in the Catholic Church,
We had counseling.
it is 1 full year,
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. And they cover everything.
Pastor Daphne and Minister Mull and Leno, let me tell you something. And I said it on the marriage show. If I had to depend on the recent counseling session I got in my new marriage, my marriage will be the best right now. I got married in Catholic Church, okay, in 1996. And we had 150 couples at that session.
Mm-hmm.
Out of that session, only 2 couples got married.
Mm-hmm.
And after we went through this 3 full months of marriage counseling, start from Thursday night, to Sunday evening, 3 months, intense. I heard some people say, I didn't know all that come with marriage.
Mm-hmm. They didn't know what they're getting into.
And they decided, no, I can't do this. One lady said, no, I can't do this. This is not for me. One man said, no. And the questions that was posed, and you couldn't answer the question together. You had to be separated to answer those questions to see how well you know that person. What are the things you want to do in the marriage? What is, all the things, little things like, where would we spend Christmas? By your mother, by my mother. Where would we spend time?
Imagine that.
Where
Good
if you are Catholic and the wife's the Anglican, where would we go to church?
Yes.
Which school
All of
children
that.
go to?
It becomes an issue.
Who be throwing out the garbage and the garbage night?
And who started the dinner when they reach home first?
Exactly. So all these things was part of the conversation that we was having. And people said, no, I can't do that. So at the end of the session, we end up with two couples getting married. And some people stay on for the counseling session, some didn't, some drop off by the way. You understand? At the end of the session, we had probably about 30 couples remaining in the session.
That's the parable of the sower.
Yeah, the rest fell off the wagon. You know?
Yes.
But other than 30 that left, only 2 that got married. Some of the other people said they had to reconsider, that they'll take more counseling, and they requested more counseling because they need to transfer that mindset of what it taught. Because most people are attracted, and let me tell you something, people are more attracted to outside side. And infatuation drive people to get married. Perhaps, and let me tell you something, you know, and to cultivating a family doesn't require a good figure woman. A tall, dark, and handsome is a criteria for a family relationship. And a lot of people get souped up with this external.
The physical.
When she looked good. Probably sex was good 2 weeks ago. You know, and he took me to dinner, he wine and dine me, and I think he has what it takes to marry me. And it's just he have a credit card and he expel money. Credit card. You understand? He have a fancy car that he owes for. He doesn't own it. Then he have a job that is not secured. So what would happen if he loses the job? He can't pay the credit card bill and he can't dress as he used to dress. You're in trouble as a wife.
Yes.
So we had to go beyond the physical and sit down and work together. Say, hey, honey, you're gonna be my helpmate. You have to be my advisor, and I'm gonna be listening to you for instructions.
That's right.
Oh
boy.
So you might be my helpmate here. You have to counsel me into my greatness. You got to be on the best in me.
Yes.
If I become great, you will become greater. You understand?
That's right.
Brother John, our Church of God, our Pentecostal churches need to take on, like I tell Pastor Daphne, from the time our kids hit 18, I didn't even wait for 18, like 17 and all
they need
of
to
that.
know
Everybody
from the time
from
the time the girls having their periods and the guys going into puberty, they have to know what's going on.
So I said, this is where we taught the children, Brother John, in Sunday school. I remember teaching the children in Sunday school. At first, when they switched me to teenagers, I was so afraid. I go, oh my God, I'm used to little children. I'm not used to big children, right? And I thought, what would I go in there? My phone is going to cut off soon.
Okay.
What would I go in there and teach these children? What could I offer them? I prayed about it, right? And God said, let them tell you what they want. And I was like, okay. And those children, they just wanted to talk, Brother John. Talk about everything. And there is where I structured the Sunday school classes for those teenagers. From they want to talk about their schoolwork, talk about how their parents, the love life, talk about friends. Brother John, I remember being with the kids like 17 and 18 who were now going on to college. And we talk about all those things, what will happen in college. How do we keep our Christian lives when we are in college? Do we subject to the things of the world? If we do not prepare the children, and I always tell people that, we have to prepare our children for everything. We don't wait for the man outside to teach my children.
You know, Mr. Moore and Mr. Daphne, and I am, you said something there, and the church is afraid to speak to our children about those things, but the world is teaching them those things.
Exactly.
We do not want to tell the children about sex in the home. We don't tell them about these things that they doing and encountering. We refuse to let them in on those things. We don't talk about it. And they go to school, and the school designing sexual education program for the same children we want to deny the education in the church. We say the church is for everything.
Even
look,
even in our own homes.
We don't want to do it.
No, I told you I was a single mother. So at 28, I'm a single woman. And when my son grew up, who do you think? I remember being 13 and 14, and I pull a whole table with all the boys in my house, right? Because I also fostered while I worked, right? And with my boys, I put them all sat down. And I said, it's about time I teach you all about going through puberty. So I took them right from masturbation, everything. And I had more gigglers. I said, we'll have this conversation until you realize that these are facts of life. So we would repeat the same meetings until we had no laughter, until we took everything very seriously.
Look, what I did, Minister Mull, with Genesis, when Genesis turned 11, I got my whiteboard and my easel, and I draw the reproductive system of a woman. I explain to her how that works and what to expect. So at 11, my wife ended up taking her in the washroom and show her how to put on the pad. I didn't do that part. My wife did that part, right?
Yeah.
I took the board. I drew everything of what will happen, why she having a period, what the cause when the period happened, what will happen the week after, 2 weeks after, what will happen, all of that. And she had to go to school with her pad. So when she sees that happen, don't get shocked, don't get panic. Just ask for excuse and go to the washroom with the bag and fix yourself. You see?
Exactly.
And
so we have to teach our children.
Yeah. We can't shy away from those things because the world gonna take them for a ride. And the ride may be a rough ride.
And I tell our churches, everybody just want the prosperity, bring your tithes and do this, give an extra 5% for the roof and the rent. And nobody is taking the time in Sunday school and expanding our Sunday school. Well, I went to Christ Embassy, so we did that at Christ Embassy. We were able to do stuff like that, right? I just wish that other churches will put that in place in our Sunday school classes.
I know that Minister Sister Leno is there. I know you hadn't said anything.
No, I'm listening. This is my first, so bear with me. My first time.
Right.
So I'm listening.
Okay.
I wasn't prepared.
Well, today's family day.
I'm listening.
Today's family day, and I just realized that I should come on here today to be part of the family conversation. But it's a good thing.
That's fine.
We had because all things family, we have to come to a point where we start educating our children and not only our children, because a lot of people still live in ignorance. Some women. When I talk to some women on my job, and kind of the conversation we have sometimes in church, women I just meet and we're talking. And they ask certain questions to me, and I start asking them when they ask for mine, I say yes, and so on. And the conversation we have sometimes lead them to say, where you get all this knowledge from? I had to remind them I have 7 sisters, I had a mother, and I had a wife, and I have 2 daughters. So I have to learn as much about women as much as possible to live with them.
Yeah.
You cannot go into a situation that you're not educated about. So if I want to see, a lot of times men don't understand that we have to function with somebody that thinks differently from them, but they have to be together as one. So at a very early age, I walk into a tailor shop, and there was a cat with a big picture with a cat. He had 2 different color eyes, right? And at the bottom it reads, although we see things differently, we have to live together in the same head. For me, that was big. So even though my wife and I see things differently, we have to live together as one. Yeah?
Exactly.
Respecting each other. And children look. Yeah, go ahead, Sir Daphne.
No, and this is as you say, it's family day, and it's good to have a man on there to realize that the family structure is a man and a woman.
Yes.
There's 2 parents. One is the seed, and the other one is the reproducer.
Yeah, I mean, like I always say that women are incubators. Okay, and I say this to say women are incubators. Whatever you give a woman, she gives back twice the amount that they give to her. You give a woman, she give you a sentence.
I see us as the core of our homes.
Yeah. We are not isolated. God didn't create us to be for ourselves. He said, men look at man and say, man can't be alone. Yeah.
But in this,
It's not good for a man to be alone. It's not. So men who being alone for themselves is not a good position to be
in this day and age, Brother John,
Mm.
in this society that we are living in, Brother John,
Mm.
the makeup of family is quite different.
Yeah,
It is so different.
yeah.
You know, I look at some of how we have two fathers as a parent and they adopt kids. Brother John, it's a reality. It's not what God ordained, but it's
No.
the reality. And this is why, and I'm so curious.
Mhm.
I often am so curious to know, how does the children of these people turn out? We are yet to find the
No, that's right.
of these kind of
They're
stuff.
still, their generations are coming up.
I saw an interview this week with a brother from the States with a gay preacher. And as he walked onto the stage and he sat down with the guy and talking, so a gay preacher, he said, yeah. He said, so God saved you, but he didn't change you?
Oh my God.
That's the first thing he said, God saved you, but
Oh,
he didn't change
dear.
you. So he said, so which one are you? Are you the husband or the wife? The gay pastor came and said, that interview is over. He said, well, I'm asking you, are you the husband or the wife?
Lenore, what is your take on this, on this family day, girl? Add your
Well, I'm going to be very honest, quite informative, and I totally agree with just about everything you guys have discussed or been talking about, which is the truth. I mean, we may not all agree with it, but it is the truth.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's the times we live in. It's the times we live in.
Times has changed.
Very
from
much
when we
so.
were younger growing up.
Like,
Mhm.
you know,
And that's how.
Pastor Moore said, is a sad reality, not just a reality, but a sad reality.
Very sad one. Very sad one. And you know, the thing about it is when the Pope said the Bible is outdated.
Yeah, you know?
And
I don't
you
think
know,
that's
so
what
he
said,
is
though.
adding insult to injury, as
Yeah.
well as
Pastor Daphne, I read that over that you had sent me, and I went and researched it.
uh-huh.
And what I heard him say was that the Catholics need to be reading the Bible. I really read over what he said. Like when you
Okay.
sent it to me, I researched it and go, oh my God, what is this welcome? And I was in that frame of mind, really worried, right? But
Yes.
when I looked into what he said,
Mhm.
it was that, when we grew up, they gave us a catechism book.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see
So
what you
what
mean.
it
I
did
didn't.
was
I didn't
take
even think
away-
that.
I read it. Me. I got scared. I really got scared. I go, oh,
Because the Anglicans, we have one. The Anglicans have one too, right?
The world
But
is
it's slightly
really
different.
I said the world is really coming to an end now. If the
Yes.
Pope did that, so I went and read and dig up and find out what he said was the catechism book
Okay. All
is
right.
what is taken away.
You
And
see,
the
it was a
Pope-
broad statement that he made, so I didn't go into the meat of it. Just what I
didn't-
got.
He is encouraging all the Catholics
To read the
to get
Bible.
into the Bible now. And he also said that the Pope that just died, I don't remember.
Oh yes.
Pius, I think, when he just died, he just reintegrated that people need
To read the Bible.
Well,
to read the Bible.
I think what happened, remember Martin Luther took the 95 Theses and lit one church door because they were just reading to the congregation. And he wanted them to read to get that relationship with God, because somebody preaching to you is not you have no relationship with God. You are not trying to understand what this person is trying to say to you. But when you take time to read the scripture for yourself, the Holy Spirit will
So make
speak to you
sense.
directly, and you will get a different
Holy
vibration
Spirit.
feeling to you, because now you have that direct talk, a direct conversation with God speaking to you. Because you know what happened, and I say this, when I read the Bible, in the beginning, God said, I will not let nothing grow until there's a man to manage it.
Yes, we're man. You have to manage it. You manage what he's given you.
God was more concerned about
In
management
management. Mhm.
and we go in and worship and pray. He said, I will not make nothing grow until
Mhm.
I'm a man of mind, you know. And I'm thinking about, but yeah, but that, and then if we go to scripture, Jesus teaches along the way. And a lot of people use the prodigal son as a sinner go out and sin and come back, right? But watch this system out. Watch this one. This man live a good family.
Mhm.
He asked for his inheritance. He said he asked for land, you know.
Inheritance.
But land. He didn't want land because land is real estate. He didn't want that.
Mhm.
He wanted cash. He took the cash and he went out and he lived a lavish life. He didn't buy a car, or in those days a camel to move around, right? He didn't buy no property in the city, so invest the money in the city. He lived a riotous life.
Lavish life.
Right?
Yes.
And then all the money finished and come back to daddy now.
Yeah.
And we glorify it and say, well, it's sinner come home. But it's a
Mhm.
failed business.
Yes. Yes.
Brother John, volume, it's gone.
Oh, yes. Brother John.
Every time his hand probably touched something again.
Brother Jay. No volume on your side, Brother John.
Huh? Are you not hearing me?
Yes, we
Yeah,
hear you
we
now.
just lost,
Okay.
so you better do over the prodigal son.
Okay. the prodigal son, two sons. One son wanted his inheritance. And
Mhm.
the man had a good estate. He had a lot of property, right? The son didn't say, well, give me my inheritance, split in two, give me my 2 acres of land or 10 acres of land. He didn't ask for that. What he did, he asked for cash.
Mhm.
He got that cash and he went and spent it out. Yeah? He didn't invest it in the city, in buying a house or some
No piece
property,
of land.
or to build a hotel or something like that. He didn't do that. He lived riotously and he come to his wits end, no money, broke, and he said, I'm gonna go back home because the servants in my father's house have more money. They have more leverage to live.
Eat. Yep.
Drink and be married. So he went back home, and we as church we glorify and say, well, I've seen her come back home. But Jesus was teaching a lesson of real estate, of property management.
Yes. We
Lack,
have to be able to manage it.
manage it.
That's why you don't get
Money.
more. How
You
could
didn't
you
get
get
more.
more?
So you have to come back to God now, to the Father, and get counseling and get rebranded, so to speak. You know.
Yes.
But then watch what happened in Luke chapter 16, right next door. There was a what they call a bad steward, a bad manager. God talked about management again. This man go to see Pastor Moll. Say, Pastor Moll, you know, she said, that's not running your business good, you know.
Mhm.
She didn't say he didn't pray about the business. He was not managing the business properly. And you know, so God, the owner come and say, hey, John, she said, Daphne, give me an account of my business.
Yes.
Give me an account for my business. And he said to himself, this is what the manager said, no, we took a bad steward, a bad manager said to himself, I cannot beg. I cannot work the land. Nobody will keep me in the house. So 2, he has no skill, he tells me. 3, he's too proud to beg if he loses his job. 3, he was not either he was living on the premises of the owner. People, when you don't have no money and you lose a job, nobody wants you in the house. 3 things here. So he thought to himself, I got to keep this job because my pride goes before a fall. So let me get myself together and call up all the people who owe the company money.
And decide how to get some.
Yes, how much do you owe me? He said, you owe me 100. He said, give me 80. Next one, give me 50. And so on and so on. And the owner said, good, strong. He get the able to collect money. I going to leave the job. And God said to him, I want to bring it real short. In the end, Jesus' story ended where he said, if you can manage other people's property, I can't give you yours.
That's right. Because you think about it. It's all about management because
management.
And he made sure that he gets from every single one. So at least he did not leave one out, even though he was short everywhere. He take what he could get and he showed him, I can get this. That means, you know, the owner would say, hey, he got this much. He can get the rest.
Yes. And not only that, what's what happened to in that whole story? You know, it said, Jesus said, the children of the world is wiser than the children of light, of darkness is wiser than the children of light, which means you must learn from them.
Amen.
Learn from them.
I read that scripture over and over. My God.
You know, something we pride ourselves on as Christians. We say, if God own a cattle on 1,000 hills, yeah? We pride ourselves on that. The world of the wicked is short for the righteous. Yeah?
All right.
But what are we
Alright.
doing to prove
Brother John, repeat that scripture again.
the wealth of the wicked is stored for the righteous?
No, the book,
Oh.
the whole passage, what is it from?
Oh.
So that people
Oh.
on will hear.
Luke chapter 15, that's the prodigal son, and Luke chapter
Mhm.
16, the good steward, bad steward. Yeah?
Yes,
So that whole, that
People,
two scriptures,
that is for you all to understand what life is all about. It's not
It's
about where the
management.
money is coming from.
you
It's
know,
about managing the money that you have.
I heard a preacher said, whilst we praying, this will profiting. They applying the principles where we praying and running around church and falling on the ground and shouting hallelujah and screaming in church on Sunday
Yeah.
morning. And
Because-
these people,
Listen, no matter how much tongues you're talking,
that
if you can't manage it, you can't have it.
yes, what most people, and I say this to say, I say it here, and I said it before, that we are endowed to be lenders, not borrowers.
That's right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, I am on a mission
Mm-hmm.
to build an enterprise, Gem FM Media.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sister Daphne, for helping me to change that name to Gem FM Media. That came out from me.
Yes. Media.
When you came into that space, you saw Gem FM in this space. You said a big business in a small space, and that made me start thinking bigger. And I already been thinking bigger already, but I think that my scope expanded by you being here and speaking into my life about a bigger, seeing the bigger picture. My point here is we limit our thinking of prosperity based on what the fear mongering of certain pastors, preachers. It's easier for a camel to enter the eyes of a needle than a rich man. So we don't want to be rich. We want to be poor. We design our poor life for ourselves most of the time because we deny ourselves the opportunity to become rich. If you become rich, you could help more people.
What the Bible say?
Exactly,
The money
I can
answered
do all
all
things
things.
through Christ who
Strengthens me.
strengthens me.
Money answered all things. Can you imagine
Yes.
if everybody in a church become millionaires, or 10% of everybody income would be in that church? Of a million, even though you give 1% of $1 million, you're 6 millionaires in your church. And they're
Yes.
tithing at 10% every month or every week. Imagine how much hospitals the church could build. How much
Yes. And how many
roads?
training
Okay.
places, like you'll have the type of training that you really need.
Exactly. The housing project you could build without government assistance.
That's right. There will be no homelessness.
Exactly. So we are failing God.
That's right. We are.
You see, I wrote something up in Abby's room. It's up there now. It says, your success is in God's best interest.
Yes.
I think Sister Mo's phone died. But our success is in God's best interest. Watch this. Watch this. Mercedes-Benz make a car, right?
Yeah.
Now, this car is made in the factory. It goes into the whole garment of preparation of manufacturing before they put their name on it.
That's right.
When they put the name on that car, is a seal of approval that we are proud of this car. And all this
They stand behind it.
stand behind it.
100%. Oh, you're muted. Mm-hmm.
They put a restriction on how fast you can drive at any given time.
That's
in a
right.
car that was designed to go 240 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
We
Have a
as
limit.
human beings, we are, God give us unlimited potential.
Mm-hmm.
He gifted us with many different gifts.
You have to use your discretion.
And society have put limitation on us and we accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're too dark, you're too white, you're too short, you're too tall, you can't do this, you can't do it. And we accept those norms. But what does God say about you, the producer, the manufacturer of you?
Yeah, you can do all things.
He gave you all that. And he said you could do all things. You know? So why
I can do all things.
Can do all things. So why are we limiting ourselves to how the world, the label the world put on us? Our success is in God's best interest.
That's right.
And we have to embrace that greatness that God has put in us. God has breathed his life into us. and he expects us to be creators and to continue to be creative, to build and replenish the earth. And if we limit ourselves based on the world standards, we are going to be in a very, 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 we see it already, in a very deplorable situation. So we have to start thinking differently. Our children must not be schooled to operate as a system, because education is not to educate you to pull out your greatness. They educate you to think and to work for them.
That's right.
Henry Ford said, the Rockefellers, they don't want thinkers, they want followers.
Mm-hmm.
And the Rothschilds, they don't want thinkers, they want followers. The education system is designed to create followers, not thinkers.
That's right.
So
I totally agree with you. And we as a people are leaders. We have that potential and we were designed for that. And we have to start creating leaders among ourselves so that when they get out there, they will be leading.
Our family, restructuring our family and start pulling our young people together at a very young age, as 5. Right
From now, from the time they come out of the womb, before they come out of the womb, you know the funny thing about it, before they come out of the womb, you have to start talking to them. From the time you know you're pregnant, you put all the good seeds and the goodness in your child that's about to come out. That's what in 9 months. You listen, when my last grandson, Messiah, was born, the minute he heard my voice, Brother John, he looked up. He turned and looked up at me. He knew who I was.
You promote your greatness in your child when you homeschool them.
That's right. And homeschool is what we need to do our children.
Exactly. So when you go to the system cultivates a new mindset in you. And they tell you, your parents can't tell you, the parents can't tell you. What the fear is, your parents teach you right. You can challenge the system. They don't want nobody to challenge the system.
No. Because they want to give you what they want to feed you with what they want. You know, instead of feeding the child corn, they want to give you ground mash.
You understand? So we have to be able to cultivate the right mindset in our children. Transform them, teach them right, let them grow. And because at the end of the day, the family's unit is what God is.
It's what the highest of the highest. Remember, we are the highest thing that God created.
Yeah.
We're not on the bottom of the barrel, we're at the top.
Yeah. And I'm glad you see that. I think that we always say that the mind is the head of the house, right?
Yes.
I say that the mind is foundation.
That's right. He is the cornerstone. He is the cornerstone.
Everything builds on him. If he falls, everything falls apart.
That's correct. It's the same for the house. You build a house on rocky ground, that's the end of it.
But that's what the woman does. The woman helps to maintain it, to keep that man.
That's right. The man went out in the beginning. The Bible tells the man went to work and he came back and he gave his wife some money. And guess what she did? She went out and bought a piece of land to start cultivating it. So we have to have those smarts, within us. Lenore, what do you could you give us some final words? Oh my gosh, we have gone over our time, but thank God we had Brother John today. And what is your word? What is your word?
My word would be, I would like more families to be able to get together.
The family they have today was different. I talked to Rogers because they've been giving me having this low bandwidth and causing this off on.
I think it's because is it because of the transition? I think that they're doing a transition right now, right? So it's possible that's the issue that we're having.
But when I check my internet speed, he say it's fast. It's over the 12. So 12 gigabytes upload and download speed. 100.
And don't forget his family day. Everybody's home using their cell phone and their laptop and the iPads. And Brother John, we're in the mix.
Going in and out of low bandwidth here and there.
Everybody's on
unstable connection.
Yeah, so Brother John, this was so wonderful to have you, you know. Brother John is our founder of GEM FM Media and Genesis Radio and Magazine, Genesis Magazine. You know, there's so much that we do as a community organization. We are new to North America and the world, but we're not going to be sitting there. We are moving by leaps and bounds, and I hope that you continue to join us and, you know, get involved with us at whatever level. Send your questions, and we're thinking of you wherever you are on this planet, or what they call Earth, that God has given us. You know, man has named it Earth. So it was a wonderful day. For those in Canada, happy, 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 happy Family Day. Family is important. God created the family, and let us all keep our families together in whatever way. You know, if we have issues, we stay apart, but we still have that love that abides in our hearts for one another. I pray for you and you pray for me. Have a wonderful Family Day.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Leno, do you want to have a greetings going on as well? My guest today is Leno Douglas Baines, and that will be another story one of these long days.
Right.
Sometimes your child, I cannot believe that in my lifetime I'd meet one of my childhood friends. We lived on the same street, rode our bicycles together, played rounders and hide and seek and guns and what do you call it again? Guns, cups and guns.
Captain Robbers.
Oh God, you know, sometimes I said, no, this is not happening to me in this lifetime, God. This is the next chapter of my life.
Yes, God works in mysterious ways.
So thanks for coming on with me. I appreciate it so much.
Well, I thank you very much for inviting me. And I was very educational. And I feel blessed today. I feel blessed every day, especially today. And thank you, Pastor.
Yes. Yes, Brother John Callis. Yes. It's Minister John. Yes.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
You have a wonderful day.
Yes, Brother John. Well, it was really community deadline today. We had a date.
I must agree with that.
This is quite a date. Now we need big breakfasts here.
Yes. It's all good.
Minister Nataki, thank you so much for your tech. Happy Family Day. You're such a great mom. You're such a great mom, you know. Brother John has really chosen well, and you have accepted very well, because guess what? God had already planned for both of you at some point in time. Genesis and Abby, have a great day, guys. And to all our viewers, be blessed this week and the rest of this month. Remember, we are Black History families every single day, 365 days a week. And if we want to go to the Israel calendar, I guess it's 7,572 or 73 days this year. Have a blessed day, everyone. Brother John, it was good. It was sweet. Much love.
Blessings. All right.
Bye.
Leno, nice meeting you. Nice meeting you, Leno.
Yes. Leno, where are you? You can't see. Yes.
Nice meeting you, Leno.
Yes.
Thank you again, and thanks, Sister Mo. Again, I got the Trinidad combination here. My wife is Trinidadian, so I feel.
Oh, is she?
I feel.
There's so much Trinidadians around you, right?
I am Trinidadian too, so I'm good.
This was GEM Trinidad Day.
All the time, right?
But you know, Brother John, I will leave. I will. My last word to you. This was family. You say, keep it coming.
We come in. Yeah.
Bye for now, guys.
Right.
But guys, always we talk about Family Day. It's also Carnival in Trinidad.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Another big reunion.
Well, somebody's out there chipping for me.
It's a big fete. It's all the fete going on now.
I'm telling
And
you.
all the cruise ships are there as well. It's really, you know. So I'll send you some pictures, Brother John. I got today. They sent me some. So if you want to show them, you can put them on. All right.
All the beach line.
Take care.
All right. Blessings.
Blessings, everybody. Bye-bye.
All love.
Okay.
Papa God stepped out onto space. Papa God could see darkness cover everything, blacker than 1,000 midnights down in a cocoa field. Then Papa God smiled, and the light break, and the darkness roll up on one side, and the light stand up shining on the next. And Papa God say, "That good, that really good." Then Papa God reach out and take the light in his hand, and he fashioned that light into a shining ball, and he put that ball blazing in the heavens, and he called that ball the sun. And the light that was left over from making the sun, Papa God gather it up in his hand, and he fling it against the darkness, spangling the night with the moon and a million stars. And down between the darkness and the light, Papa God pelt the world. And Papa God say, "That good, that really good." Then Papa God stepped down, and the sun was on his right hand, and the moon was on his left. The mountains, and Papa God say, "That good, that really, really good." Then Papa God stop and look wrong, and he see that the earth was hot. Cool water come down, and Papa God smile, and Papa God say, "That good, that really." Of the ground, and the rivers rush down to the sea, and Papa God smile. And when Papa God smile, the rainbow come and curl around his shoulder, and Papa God say, "Man, that good, that really good." Then Papa God raise up his hand, and he wave it, and he say, "Let there be life." And before Papa God could put down his hand, the fish and the fowl, the beasts and the birds swim the rivers and the seas, roam the fields and the woods, and beat the air with their wings. And Papa God say, "Good." Then Papa God stop, and he look wrong. He looked at all that he make. He looked at the sun blazing in the heavens. He looked at the moon and all the little stars. He looked at the earth and all the living creatures. And Papa God say, "Lonely." So Papa God sit down to think. At the foot of a big, tall mountain, Papa God sit down to think. And he think, and he think, and he think. Then Papa God say, "Aha, I know what I gonna do. I go make me a man. So down to the river, Papa God gone, if you see him. And Papa God bent down, and he pick up a handful of mud, of soft, oozy, slimy mud. And on the bank of the river, Papa God kneeled down. Yes, that same Papa God who make the sun and put it blazing in the heavens. That same Papa God who make the moon and all the little stars. That same Papa God who make the earth and all the living creatures. That same Papa God, like a mommy bending over a baby. He kneeled down in the dust and take that slimy mud and fashion it. Yes, he fashioned it into his own image and likeness. And into it, he breathed the breath of life. And man became a living soul. And man was beautiful, my child. Yes, man was beautiful.
Rejoice, rejoice, good tidings I bring you. Yeah, yeah, a message to you, my friend. Invoke your angels, when flesh has dropped, it cannot conquer dread, no. So blow away your blues and feelings. Spirit said, take the world off your shoulders. One foot in the grave, foolish step to take. Who sowing tears shall reap in joy. Wise man doctrine, assure your safety. No more stumbling block, backstabbers get down. The righteous reveal secret of the scriptures. The wicked and portion vanity, disciples of Lucifer. In your hands lie your destination. The book of true life you overdo. Mystical powers to you unfold. Seek ye the help that has never been told. Behind the Satan. Behind the Satan. Chant. A somebody I want to chant. A somebody I got to chant. A somebody I want to chant. A somebody. Chant 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 a somebody. Don't walk this down easy streets. Attract these angels in dream and your prayers. Remember the trio, children. Remember the visions of Daniel. Remember the magic of Moses' soul. So wash away your blues and feelings. Spirit said, take the world off your shoulders. One foot in the grave, my friend. When flesh has dropped, it cannot conquer dread, no. When flesh has dropped, it cannot conquer dread. That is the wisest. In this Iowa, what is that for the wicked disciples of Lucifer? Moses in the chant, Samson in the can I do, Lord, of my own? What might have done myself? Feel that
What do I have?
myself.
What can I do? What do I have? Everything, Lord. You are the only. So slow. You know. So slow. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh slow, Lord. Oh slow, Lord. Oh Lord.
How far can I go? By myself? What can I become of my own? How far can I go? By myself? Everything. How far can I go? By myself? What can I become of my own? How far can I go? By myself? Everything. You are the owner. You are the surrender. You're the owner. You're the surrender. I will leave
What do I know? What can I follow? What do I know? Everything, Lord. What do I know? What can I follow? What do I know? Everything, Lord.
You're the sunshine. You're the as long as I live, as long as I am happy, as long as I live, oh, I will live. Oh no, 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 no. You're the sunshine. You're the oh no, no. You're the sunshine. As long as I live, for us all, I will be my life.
I must live from a land so far. I was caught and I was brought here from Africa. I'm a slave from a land so far. I was caught and I was brought here from Africa. Well, it was leaks like fire from the white slave master. Every day at dawn with weeks and weeks before we crossed the seas to reach in the West Indies. And then they make me work. I said I work. Good Lord, no pay. I toil hard each day. I'm dying. And I'm crying. I want to be free. Many times I wanted to run, but the English slave master standing there with the gun. Oh, I know he gonna shoot to kill. So I stay and I pray, but the plan is still. Study night and day how to break away. I got to make a brilliant escape, but every time I think about the whip and them dogs, my body does start to shake. He made me work. I said I work. Oh Lord, no way. I toil hard each day. I'm dying. I'm I want to be free. In my heart, there was much to say. I always hoped the boss would have listened to me one day. Although he knew, he damn well knew my request was small. Was the sting, had the whip there to answer me when I called? We had to chant and sing to express our feeling to that wicked and cruel man. That was the only medicine to make him listen. And his so calypso began. He made me work. I said I work. Oh, Lord, no pay. I tried hard each day. I'm dying. And I'm crying. I wanna be free. And then times change in so many ways. Till one day somebody said, free the bloody slave. I was there, put out on the street. Had to steal because he made me work. I said, oh Lord, don't pay. I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired of all these days. Lord, I'm crying.
This is the fella want to go out, but your mother ain't want him to go out, right? I hear moaning in the breeze. The night dark as Mary backside and you want to go outside? Is what happened to you, boy? You ain't afraid spirit take you like Lucas' little girl child? One night, she hear moaning like a baby bawling in the wind, and she look out, and it's gone, she gone. Mama Malady take she, yes. A little old woman about 3 foot tall, bawling like a child, and moving like the wind. 1 minute she up the road, the next minute she right downtown. Like the lamb child, and he see this pretty lady, John. But all the thing I tell he about Elijah Bless, how is always a pretty woman, dress up nice, with long dress down to she toe, and smiling pretty, because she have one good foot and one cow foot. Johnson gallop the horse, he gallop it. And every time he stop, he's seeing the same lady again. Well, Johnson barely make it home. And he fall down speechless in front of the door. And you know what? Elijah Bless laugh and say in patois, "You're lucky you ain't talk, or I would have gone with you." Elijah Bless bad you here. You ain't going out again? Don't mind me. If you want to go, you could go, you know. It's only Johnson and Elijah Bless. It's your business. Elijah Bless bad you here? One thief your Uncle Freddie and tie him up in an ant's nest. Is the angels protect he from bite? And another set come from Grenada on a boat. And they pay the captain song money. When you check later, you know what? It's Kakapoli fine in the hand. But don't mind me, you know, it's all right, you could go out if you want. I'm not trying to stop you. Is only leaf falling on the roof, or then it could be the garoo. or Supuya. You hear about them? Child, them thing bad, too bad. They suck all the blood from your tan, lady. The woman just stays so and dry up. Is the priest have to come and bless the house for the ligaru to stay away. And when you see they start to fly, it's like a ball of fire across the sky. And the whole place just light up. You see, night like tonight is a set of dark night. People just have meeting down by this silk cotton tree. The same one you have to pass by, but don't mind that, you could pass. They say, even the devil down there, and he does ride a white horse, but he does ride it before behind. And if he ever see you, child, you're in plenty trouble. So pass wrong him. But don't mind me, don't let me stop you. If you want to go out, don't mind the devil, he ain't no big thing. They say they have plenty to end. And Bakuman from Guyana, and rolling car from Jamaica, and steel donkey from Barbados. You could go if you want. But careful when you're passing Moses' shop. They say since he dead, this white fowl just come and sit down on the picture. And nobody can move it. And they say, how they cut this dollar bill and it start to bleed. And how this sardine pan dancing in the church. Strange things going on tonight. Where you going?